This is a good day for a microphone test.
What are we really looking for when it comes to portable audio and related technology? Well, first, we want quality audio, or at least good enough audio for that particular project. Second, we want build quality. Some of you might go for sturdiness or prefer design quality. Some go for aesthetics, and some go for functionality like battery life and signal strength. Third, many of us base our final decision off of convenience and extra features that maybe other similar manufacturers don't provide, such as internal recording or small form factor to save space in your camera bag. But whichever it is, we all agree that we want our money's worth. Here we have the Comica Vimo C3 wireless lav mic set with noise canceling. One thing I must mention is that I agreed to do this review because I have reviewed other Comica products on the channel and admire their competitive product line and pricing strategy to meet everyone's budget. Even though they reached out to me, I am not influenced to say anything other than my true and honest opinion. So if there are any concerns, we will definitely mention it here today. And before we do any testing, I just want to show you what comes inside the box. And I really do like this little hard case here. It's very solid. I already took some stuff out of the bags because I wanted to save a little bit of time while doing this because I don't want to waste too much time. But you do have a couple of the wind muffs here. You have a USB to USB-C cable for charging. You have a TRS to TRRS cable, and you have a USB-C to, it's for monitoring audio. So you have the 5mm jack and for your microphone, and then still be able to charge. And then you have a TRS to TRS for regular cameras. You come with the little stickers, documentation, and I like stickers. I think it's a nice touch because I like to stick stickers on cases and stuff. But I also have here the product information, warranty card, and of course the instruction booklet, which, you know, it's pretty self-explanatory. There's a couple things you really need to know, but we're going to talk about all that stuff here today. Of course, you have the case, the star of the show here. So I'm going to put this here, get that out of the way. We're going to zip this up, stand that up, little product showcase here. And I cannot believe how small the receiver is and the transmitters. Both transmitters, I mean, they're equally tiny. I mean, they're of course going to be the same size. And they're just so freaking small. I'm just blown away by how tiny they are. And in comparison to the DJI mic set, real quick, here is one of the transmitters. And so if that gives you any idea, they're still tiny, just like the DJI, but even a little bit smaller than that. The charging case itself, so once you put everything back in, everything's already synced up, and close it up, and it is so tiny in comparison to the DJI one. I will continue using my DJI mic set because, well, one, I paid a lot of money for it, and two, it's worth it. Hopefully this is too. We're going to take it out and do some testing, but look at the size comparison. Isn't that great? We're going to go outside and we're going to test some range, wind, signal strength, and obstacle interruptions and see if these mics are something that might suit you. It's probably one of the windiest days we've had of the year, and so that's a perfect opportunity to check the wind noise that we're getting out of this microphone. So I'm using the wind muff, and it was very simple to put on. Unlike other people who have said that they struggled with it, I had zero problems, so I don't understand where they're coming from. So I have absolutely no idea how this is going to turn out with the range, but wow, that wind is kicking too, so this is perfect. So if it sounds like crap, well, we've just made our decision whether or not this is going to be a viable solution for your microphone needs. But you know what? I think in all fairness, I'm going to also bring the DJI mic set out and the Rode Wireless 2 with their wind muffs to see what the difference is and see if they run into the same problem with this amount of wind. But I'm going to try to continue talking and not run out of words to say as I back up, and that's about as far as I would ever get from the microphone or from the camera. So I'm just going to turn around now, and hopefully I don't lose any signal, and I'm just gonna continuously keep my back to you to give it a duration of time where there's an obstacle, and see if this thing still maintains its good strong connection. So I won't know until I get inside. So also with this microphone we have the noise canceling feature, so I'm going to activate it right now. Now with noise canceling, I've never been a real fan of it because it always cuts off the ends and the beginnings of your phrases, and it tries to deaden out the sound around you. But it might be working okay now because it might be working overtime. It might, I don't know what the balance is on that, but this might give you an idea if this is something that you can use on kind of a breezy day, and it's trying its best to block out all the extra noise. So what do you think? I'm just gonna go ahead and turn off the noise canceling. And now we're back to normal audio. This is volume level 2 of 4. And I think that should be a pretty even balance. It's right in the middle, you know, but on my readings on my camera, I might have to turn the gain down on my camera. It seems really hot right now, but lucky for us, this has a safety channel on it that will bring the other channel down to 6 decibels. And I mean, that wind is kicking, so this is perfect. So if it sounds like crap, I'll either be doing this video over again and giving it a fair assessment, or I'll bring out other mics to see if they do the same thing. But again, we haven't gone inside to listen to this either. And as an audio person, you know, a lot of times when you're on the road and you're doing mic checks, you're going check, 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 mic, 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 test, 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 1, 1, 1, you know, and all that crap. But, you know, there's some other terms and phrases that are better used for audio test, and I got a list of them here, and I'll only go through a few of them just to give you an idea that let you enunciate a little bit better. The small pup gnawed a hole in the sock. The fish twisted and turned on the bent hook. Pressed the pants and sew a button on the vest. The swan dive was far short of perfect. So those are some typical phrases that would better be suited than saying regular mic check, because really and truly all you're going to be checking for is volume, when in turn you can actually be checking for clarity and enunciation. Now, one thing I also think is very important is to see how the signal will stand to walking around obstacles. So for instance, you're in a room and you go behind a wall, are you going to lose signal, or is it going to maintain that signal strength? So I'm going to walk around the edge of this building here, the ridge at the front of my house, go around to the other side and see if we lose any strength. That wind, wow. I'm just going to continue talking. I'm going to walk around the house here, and we're going to lose sight of me here, and bye-bye, and we can hear me. So I stopped pretty much around the corner, and it's between you and me is a brick wall, couple of brick walls. So what do you think? But now we're back, and we're going to see if this still holds. This wind is amazing. So I hope this doesn't ruin the entire project. Now, this is the DJI microphone. This is one of the industry standards just as much as the Rode Wireless Go 2 mics and the whole Rode lineup. And I think that the Vimo actually stands up pretty equally to the test. One thing I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go back to the same spot that I was with the other microphone and turn around and see if we lose signal strength. I'm gonna keep my back to you the whole time. I'm gonna walk out here as fast as I can. So now that I'm all the way back in the same spot that I was before, I'm going to turn around real quick and give you an idea of whether or not we're losing signal strength and if it's just the device. But you also have to consider, you know, are you going to get this far? Are you going to have obstacles between you? And do you want to pay the extra couple or $150 for this microphone set? And that's going to be completely, totally up to you. But all in all, I still think that the Vimo is a viable solution as a budget microphone. And also, as I did with the other test, I'm going to walk around the edge of the building and give you an idea of the obstacle between the two and see if the signal is interrupted. So I'm walking and I'm walking, my back's turned to you, and then I'm going to round the corner here and go to the same exact spot, and you should still hear me. 2 brick walls between the two of us, and now we're coming back and seeing if this microphone is actually going to do as well as we assume it would.
Okay, now to be completely fair, I have the Rode Wireless Go 2 mic, and I'm going to hold it in the same position that the other two mics were on. This one does not have a magnet on it either, and it's clippable around the collar, which one I hate because it brushes up against your whiskers, it makes a lot of extra noise, and it doesn't really get a true balance of the distance that you want to maintain from your mouth. The wind has been kicking really good, and it's a fair comparison between the two. But here we are, same exact distance as the other ones, and I'm going to turn my head between all of the microphones. This is the bigger of, and that receiver combo, so we'll see. All right, and for the last test, we're going to walk around the edge of the building just like we did on the other two, see if we lose any signal strength. My back is turned to you. I have the house exact spot where the other two microphones started to break up, and we'll see how good this sounds. But I'm pretty hopeful for this one because I think that they do have a better transmitter and receiver signal strength. And here we are coming back, and hopefully that does the trick.
Are you just as surprised as me? I'm blown away by that. The Rode wireless mic set did not do that well with the signal strength, and I figured that it would. I don't think I've ever done one on that microphone, the signal strength from the distance, but maybe I should look into that a little bit more. And I did try to change the way I held the microphone when I went back outside, and it still did the same thing. But if you're looking for that budget microphone set, the Comica did a great job. I mean, I was impressed with the noise canceling. I don't typically like noise canceling, but the muffled sound that you hear vaguely through the audio, you could actually fix in post. And so that's a quick remedy, and it was a nice solution. It did a good job with the noise canceling. And if you're interested in these, they've made it a variety of different configurations of this device, but it's all the C series, but it's C1, 2, and 3. And the C1, it simply means that you're getting one transmitter, one receiver. C2 means you're getting two transmitters, one receiver, and then the other one is the same thing except you get the charging case. I like the charging case because it provides 20 total hours of charge time for your devices. Each of the devices runs up to 8 hours, and it only takes 2 hours to recharge them all. This is going to be the future. Is if you buy a microphone set, then you're definitely going to utilize a case, and it protects your gear. It goes easily inside your camera bag. It's got USB-C on it. You can charge them all at the same time, so you don't have to fiddle with all the extra cables and such, which it does give you, like I said, all the other cables, and makes it real convenient to do some audio pass-through through USB-C on your transmitter or your receiver, and they've done a great job with it. Now you notice that the microphone was on my chest, and all I did was take a magnet and stick it in between the clip from my DJI mics, and stuck it on the clip, and then I put one behind my shirt to hold it in place. But one thing I would really like to see them use is using the clip on the back and making it metal instead of plastic. That way you can get your own magnets and put it on the back of your shirt and hold it in place, or magnetize it to other things. Another thing that I'd like to see is a 3.5 millimeter jack on the transmitters, because sometimes you want to just use that hidden microphone, that lavalier mic, and clip it elsewhere, and you don't have that option with these. Yes, that would probably make this more expensive, but for what it is, you're still getting a very good deal. And another thing that I'd really like to see, and I struggled with this outside, was this LED on the front. Yes, it's nice and clear, but it's not nice and bright. And if you're outside, you're going to struggle with that. And you can tell it was a very cloudy day out, and this made it very hard to see. One of the features, though, that I do like from this device is if you hold the button down on the side, it orients the menu system upside down. So you always have that option however you're looking at your microphone. It's got a nice deep sound, nice clear sound, and you can use it in pretty much any scenario with no trouble whatsoever. So I appreciate you watching. Make sure you subscribe before you leave, and hit that like button and close the door behind you. See you later.